Hey, it's Kim Commando Today, your daily podcast to keep you up to date with all things digital and beyond. And I'd love to have you be a part of our podcast. You can make an appointment to speak with me. Just head over to commando.com, and on the top right, there's a button that says Email Kim. Fill that out, and that's it. All right, I always like to start with something interesting, and I don't know if you heard, but Uber got hacked. Some 18-year-old hacker who goes by the name of Teapot, broke into Uber's internal systems, accessing everything, including customer data, which means you probably want to change your Uber password. Anyway, he got in on the company's Slack channel, and he also started there mocking employees. He was sending naked pictures out, and Uber employees, they were like, what's going on here? Is this some kind of joke? So let me ask you a question. How do you think the hacker broke into Uber's internal computers and had access to all their computer networks? How do you think he did that? Okay, I'll tell you. The 18-year-old guy texted an Uber employee saying he was from the IT department and needed their username and password. And the employee texted it right back to him in a split second. Okay, don't be that person. Don't be a dope. Don't text your username and password to anyone. And I started thinking about it. Uber's security training for their employees, it's in desperate need of a lift. That's right. And on that happy note, welcome. Hey, that was a good one. All right. It took me a while to figure that one. I crack myself up sometimes when I'm writing these. I'm like, they needed a lift. Yes, it's the Kim Commando Show. It's the nation's largest show about all things digital. We talk about living the best digital life ever. And you can find us on over 425 top stations from coast to coast or streaming in your favorite radio app. Just search for my last name, Commando. And you can find us streaming as a podcast, as a webcast 24/7. You get 3 months worth of archives over at getkim.com. Once again, that's getkim.com. And a special thank you goes out to our servicemen and women who are listening right now in the Army, the Marines, Navy, Air Force, Coast Guard, and Space Force, who are protecting our great nation while I speak. And they're listening to the Kim Commando Show on the American Forces Network Radio. And I'm sure you have at least 1, 2, 12 questions about something digital I can lend a hand to. And our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. All right, every single day, I swear, I read so many different things on so many different websites, and I ask my friends what's going on the inside of the industry. And to bring you 5 things at the top of every Kim Commando show, and the top of this hour, I'm going to talk about consumer tech. I want to keep you up to date. I want to tell you what you should be buying and what you should be using. And I'm going to start with how you should never go on a camping or hunting trip. Never do it this way. I ran across a story this past week about a guy who didn't return to a camp in northern Colorado. His friends, they started freaking out. They called 911. They reported him missing. And there were a lot of people looking for this guy. Flight for Life was there. That's a helicopter ambulance search and rescue outfit that really focuses on terrain and avalanches and things like that. They couldn't find the guy. There were also people searching on foot that were part of a volunteer group of highly skilled wilderness first responders. Then there was also a Black Hawk helicopter looking for this guy, either from the Air Force or the National Guard. Now, the Black Hawk pilot thought he had seen the missing man there on the ground, but his backpack wasn't the color that they reported it. So then he looked at the guy, got down to the guy, and there was this man. And he was waving at him, hello, how are you? So the pilot said, well, I guess he was just saying hello to me. It didn't look like he was in distress in any means. So instead of waving hello at the helicopter, you're supposed to put both arms over your head and go back and forth or wave a brightly colored piece of clothing. So the Black Hawk helicopter went back to base. So when you go camping or hunting, you should bring certain things with you. Aside from water and food and all that other necessary stuff. You want a compass, maybe, a GPS, a map, perhaps even a smartphone, and don't forget your brain. This Colorado hiker had none of the above on him when he was found by the group of volunteers on foot. He had nothing on him. Didn't go camping, hunting with nothing, no phone, no compass, nothing. I sure hope, though, that helicopter pilot isn't also a lifeguard in the summer. Okay. Hello, out here in the ocean drowning. All right, number two, there's a new Kindle waiting for your money. The big deal about its Kindle is that it has a special high contrast screen that you can read. Allows you to read the screen in even bright sunshine. You don't get any glare. Then you can get free ebooks from Amazon, your local library, buy books, of course, on Amazon. But anyway, so Amazon has this new Kindle with a 300 ppi display up from 167. It has the same resolution as the Paperwhites. Onboard storage has doubled. And there's also a new Kindle Kids. It comes with a year subscription to Amazon Kids Plus. The new Kindle is $99.99. Why don't they just say 100? Anyway, black or denim, while the Kindle Kids sets you back $120. Next up, number three on our list, 3.5 billion memories are served every single month at Google Photos. Now, if you are using Google Photos, listen up, some changes I want to tell you about. The Memories feature is getting this major overhaul. It now works on Android. It's coming to the web and iOS soon. They don't say what soon is, but it's soon. Anywho, Google AI is going to pick the best clips from longer videos that you've captured. And Google is going to add also some instrumental music to your memories. And if you were sitting there thinking, wow, Kim, I think I have that on my iPhone already. Yes, you do. You really do. And then also Google Photos are cinematic memories. So think of your images now are suddenly going to be put on 3D. You can remove certain period or time periods for showing up in memories too. They say styles will add graphic art to your memories. And also photo users on Android and iOS, you get a new collage editor. So if you like to put together collages, you might want to check that out. But speaking of photos, I'll tell you one thing. iOS 16, if you haven't done this yet, just open up a photo that you have somebody there and hold your little finger right on that person. And that's where you can just copy that person right out of that photo to put them onto another photo, to maybe put them in another place. It's, Photoshop, you used to have to cut that whole person out. Now you just have to touch the photo, hold it, and then a copy will appear. If you haven't checked it out, it's actually really incredible. I mean, I thought it was a lot of fun. All right, number 4 on our list of 5 things that you need to know is nothing says high fashion like doing your clothes shopping at Walmart. It's a hassle trying on clothes at the store, isn't it? I mean, first you have to pick out all the clothes, then you have to find that one person who's never around to unlock a dressing room. Then you got to take your clothes off, put on the clothes that you're trying on, take them off, put your clothes back on so you can leave the store. Thanks for technology. Back in March, Walmart launched what they call a virtual fitting room. Basically, you have 50 different body types and heights to choose from. So you look at them, you say, wow, I think I look like this person. And then the whole idea is you can pick a shirt, pair of jeans, whatever, and you can see how that article of clothing will actually look on you. Well, Walmart made some changes this past week, so now you can actually use your own photos. Yes, it's actually sweet that they did this. The clothes are placed on your body so you can see how the different sizes are going to look. And in case you want to try it out, just fire up the Walmart app on your iOS device. They say the feature should be coming to Android devices. There's that word soon again. Soon. In a couple of weeks, actually. But did you hear about Walmart's new business model? I don't know if you heard about this. This is really, really interesting. Walmart has purchased the rights to Toys R Us, and they're going to be merging with it. And then they're going to be changing the mascot from a giraffe to a sea mammal. And you know what they're going to call it? Wal-R-Us. Wal-R-Us. Walrus. Yeah. Okay. All right. I liked that one. All right, finally, number 5. Maybe you really do need a smart coffee maker, but wait until you hear the price. You can use an app to make coffee while you're still in bed. And I ran across Keurig. They have this new K-Cafe smart brewer and app. Makes over 70 different coffee beverages. It can brew coffee in 6 sizes, 2, 4 coffee shots, and you get 6, 8, 10, 12-ounce cups. 5 strengths. Has a built-in milk frother. It has a brew over ice setting for iced coffee. If I ever drink coffee, that's the only thing I drink is iced coffee. It has 60-ounce water reservoir. Makes the drinks in 3 minutes. Barista mode. Okay, that's where you could be practicing your Starbucks skills. It is pricey. It is pricey. $250. Wow. Okay. I mean, for that price, it really should bring you coffee in bed. And I don't know about this, but a long, long time ago, I was once working at a coffee shop. I was. And a very nice priest walked in. And we were just making conversation. And then, he gave him his coffee. And he looked at me and he said, Kim, do you have any whole milk for my coffee? And I said, oh, gosh, forgive me, Father, for I only have skim. Oh, get it? Send, skim. All right. Moving on. All right. Coming up in this hour, we have how to get your real signature on those digital docs the easy way. And our digital life hacks tip. Oh, this is fabulous. Amazon has made cheaper versions of all types of popular tech products. We're going to tell you which ones are actually worth the money and how much you can save. We're going to talk about how you can speed up your podcast listening, and later on, how to get rid of an old hard drive the right way. I don't want you to make a mistake with that. And of course, we have all of your great phone calls. And you have me, Kim Commando, so stay right where you are.
Since our founding in 2000, we at the Center for Internet Security have always had one mission. It's to create confidence in the connected world for people, businesses, and governments. As a nonprofit, we do this by drawing upon our core competencies of collaboration and innovation. The world is changing, cyber threats are evolving, and IT resources are limited. All you want is a way to strengthen your cybersecurity programs efficiently and effectively. Let CIS help you with these efforts. We use a consensus-based process involving IT professionals from around the world to develop and maintain security best practices. These resources are proven to defend systems and data against threats, both on premises and in the cloud. We also strive to help organizations of every size and maturity strengthen their cybersecurity programs. This includes serving U.S. state, local, tribal, and territorial government organizations. At CIS, we're all about making the connected world a safer place. Visit our website to learn more.
Hi, our T-Mobile Unlimited listener line is now open at 1-888-825-5254 is the way to join us. And if you have not already claimed your free Commando Windows or Mac guide, come on, what are you waiting for? Head over to commando.com/free guides. You can even get both if you want. That's commando.com/free guides. And there's all kinds of tips, tricks, secrets. We have a list of really wonderful, legitimate downloads that you're going to want for your Windows or your Mac machine. Again, that's over at commando.com/free guides. And coming up in just a few moments, how to get your real signature on your digital docs. You don't want to miss that. All right, and how about we start with Richard in Tampa, Florida. Hello there, Richard. What's going on?
Okay. Hi. Oh, all kinds of things. Good to talk to you. I have I guess a dream of being able to have transcriptions of my pastor's sermons.
Okay.
And he is on, he has videos out there with his sermons, and he works from an outline, so he doesn't have a textual thing to work with. But what I found out, and I find this is true while I'm watching you on your show, the YouTube puts on the screen the captions, and it has capitalization and punctuation.
Sure.
But when you use their system to get that put into a copyable form, all the punctuation and capitalization disappear. And you end up with just nothing but a mass of words.
So are you saying when you get the when you get the cases, Richard, when you get the transcription over at YouTube, is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So watching it is one thing. They apparently have AI that's able to distinguish when there's a pause, to put a comma and a period and various things. But they don't translate that into the actual document that you're able to pull up from their caption list.
Okay, and so this is something that you would like to do, is to get all of his sermons and then put them into some type of document. So probably you want to share them or even give them back, or you want to read them. What's the ultimate goal?
It's to have them as a resource, because using search engines and capacity and other things, and I could have references so that his what he has preached on would be available for him to use as a resource in future years, if
I
he
see.
uses any of the same topics.
Okay.
But also anybody else that's trying to do that.
All right. So here's the deal. There's a website called otter.ai. This is the one that I use myself whenever I need transcriptions of anything. And I know what you're saying. It doesn't give you all the punctuation and things like that. Otter.ai is they have a free basic plan. After that, it's something like, I don't know, $8 a month or $7 a month. And you can feed just about any audio file into it, and it will transcribe it, and it does a fabulous job. And especially if there's two or more speakers. What I also like about that is that it will say speaker number 1, speaker number 2, speaker number 3. And so essentially what you do is you'll capture that audio, which we'll walk you through these steps, okay, Richard? So just conceptually is that we're going to get the audio off of the YouTube file, and then we're going to feed that into this Otter, and then that's where you could download it as a Microsoft Word doc, a text file, whatever it may be, a Google Doc. And so this way you'll have all the transcriptions. And it does a fabulous job. It will add it recognizes pauses and periods and capitalization. And I said it also does 1, 2, or 3 people. It really is a remarkable piece of transcription technology that has been out for not too long. I want to say maybe 3 years, but it really is taking over the industry. I've been using it, I think, for 3 years. So as they keep adding more things, like you can now embed it in a Zoom call, a Teams, or a Google Meet, so you'll get transcriptions of all those meetings as well in case you want to do that. But Richard, if you don't already get our tips, we're going to put a tip out in our newsletters. We'll walk you through exactly how to do this step by step. And then make sure that you do get our tips newsletters. Just head over to komando.com/subscribe. And this goes for anybody that if you're watching, you're listening, and you're saying, you know what, I'd like to be able to do that too. In order to get that tip, just need to sign up. Head over to komando.com/subscribe. And we'll make that an upcoming tip of the day that you don't want to miss. And Richard, once again, thank you so much for your call. All right. We are just moments away from Brand New or Not True. This week is going to be especially tough, so make sure that you had that cup of coffee and you have your thinking cap on and stay right where you are.
How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
All right, Brand New or Not True is America's national radio game show sensation where you can play along and guess, is it brand new or is it not true? Because I can see so many different products, press releases, and pitches, and I dreamt up this game years ago. And so when you're playing Brand New or Not True, 2 products are fake, 1 is real. I completely make up the fake products myself. That's right, they do not exist. Maybe some of them should, and it's up to you, the home listener and the viewer, to make sure that you pick the right one, which product is real. And if you're watching the show, make sure that you put your answer inside our interactive chat room. And we always have a special guest contestant, and it's a lot of pressure because, they're on a national radio show podcast, and they're actually, trying to get a really, really big prize. It's a huge prize, and people sometimes they stop me in the streets and they say, "Hey, Kim, how can I get an official Kim Komando Show fanny pack?" And every time I tell them, I know you want one. I know you do. But the only way that you can get an official Kim Komando Show fanny pack is to win Brand New or Not True. And they're like, "Oh, please, Kim, please make the fanny pack available." And I'm like, "Nope, sorry. You just can get a fanny pack if you win Brand New or Not True." And so, Ellie, welcome. You're going to be our special guest contestant, and you're joining us from Cape Cod, Massachusetts. Hello there, Ellie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. What do you do there?
Right now, I'm a stay-at-home mom.
Oh, well, congratulations on that. That's pretty awesome. That's a big job in and of itself. All right. So you ready to play brand new or not true? So there's 3 products. Remember, you want to find the real one.
Okay.
Okay, let's get it going.
Okay.
We're going to start with product number 1. Well, this global pandemic brought a phrase into everybody's lexicon. I'm sure it's happened to you, Ellie. It's happened to me. You're on a Zoom, Skype, or Google Meet call, and someone's mouth is moving and there's no sound, right? You're like, your mic is muted, your mic is muted. And it happens, I think, on every call. And it's not always obvious because you have all these different screens that will get in front of whatever else that you have. But now there's a special button that goes red when the mic is off and green when the mic is not muted. It connects to your computer's USB port. And when you want to mute your microphone, you push the button. You want to talk, hit the button, and you're unmuted. You can tell if your mic is muted just by looking at it. Pretty nice. It's $39. And I'll tell you, I was watching a cooking Zoom call with a Thai chef. I love Thai food. And he was constantly muting himself. So it turns out he could walk the walk, but he couldn't talk the talk. Sorry about that. All right, product number 2. Do you wear glasses? Do you wear glasses? Okay, well then you probably know about the annoying nose slip. It's when your glasses move down from their original position and you got to push them back up. Well, thanks to technology, the problem is solved forever. There's a new patent pending app. You take a photo of your face. The lines have to match where you take the photo, so everything's all perfectly aligned. And you take a simple eye test. You upload both to the eyeglass site, and here's where the magic happens. You pick your frames, and the right ones that will fit your face are highlighted. And also, they say these are the ones that aren't going to fall down your nose. That's right. The app is free, but the eyeglasses range in price from $49 to $1,500. And finally, product number 3, yoga. Wow, it's a great body and mind strengthener. You have all these different poses, form, balance. But how do you really know that your legs are in the right place? Your arms are in the right place? Well, it's the first smart yoga shirts and pants ever to hit the market. It has woven-in technology, gives you vibrational feedback. You pick the pose you want in the yoga app, and if you're doing the pose correctly, you feel vibrations where you have to move up or down. So whether it's the downward dog or the mountain pose, you have your smart yoga pants and shirts, never going to be a stretch to do the right pose. And if you're doing the pose correctly, you can just say, I will namaste. The app has a vast collection of poses, they say, twists. Pants are $79, shirts are $39, and then there's a monthly fee to use the app. Okay, so it's pretty tough this week, Allie. I know it is. But you have product number 1 is the mute button. Product number 2 are those glasses that fall down your nose, but not anymore. Product number 3 are the smart yoga pants that if you're not doing the pose correctly, you'll start feeling little vibrations on your legs or your arms. So which product do you think is the real product? Which do you think is the real product?
Excuse me. Okay, so number 1, I think, is part of the, like if it was Zoom, it's already built in. I don't think it's a separate product. 2 is a possibility. 3 sounds really cool, but I don't know how the heck it would actually figure that out. So I'm just going to guess 2.
Final answer, Ellie?
Final answer.
Do you want to rethink that answer?
Should I rethink that answer?
Well, that was just a little hint.
One, but I feel like it's already that always.
I think you should go. You know what? Sometimes you have to go with your first number 1 thing that comes into your number 1 mind, Ellie. So what?
All right. Well, my number 1 mind says it's number 1 then.
Okay. All right.
If I should play it that,
Yes. So we're going to do.
Gut.
All right. So number 1. So Ellie is going with her gut number 1. Let's see what the judges say. Oh, she got it. Yes.
Mute Me is a physical mute button. It tells you when you're on. It tells you when you're off. And just touch to change between the 2. It's the mic switch you can't miss. Mute Me, the mistake-free meeting button.
There you go. You got it, Ellie. You got it right.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So, what's going on with you? How can I help you out?
All right. I'll try to make this super nutshellish. So I've been homeschooling. I have 3 kids, 2 10-year-olds and a 12-year-old. I've been homeschooling their whole life. This year, they went to school. The school requires computers.
Okay.
So I bought them iPads. Of course, they want to spend every second trying to figure it out because I'm the type of mom that never let them even play with my phone. I just felt they needed to climb trees and not worry about technology right now.
Sure.
Now that they have those, though, I have some strict rules where they aren't allowed to bring computers in their bedrooms. They're only for school. But my concern is when I can't see what's going on, I'm wondering if there is, I only know to call it spyware, but an app or parental controls or spyware or something that shows you every keystroke, basically, that they've made. My reason is to protect them from, we're a law enforcement family, online predators or somehow getting into social media and things they're not mature enough to handle, and also to keep others who know that they're not mature enough away from them.
Right.
Yes.
It's a tough decision, isn't it? Because you said something that was really interesting to me. You wanted them to go out and climb trees, and then the moment they get technology, they go, whoa, what was this? And they're really gravitating towards it.
Yeah.
And it kind of reminds me of when when sometimes kids go to college and they go crazy because they suddenly have freedom.
Right.
And there's a couple of things that I just want to talk about, and then we'll talk about the spyware, okay? That
Sure.
If you go to commando.com/contract, that's a tech contract that we put together. It's free. And I tell everybody to use it and share it. I don't care what you do with it, but it kind of goes through some rules of the road and because it's a contract, is that you can go through each point step by step and sit down with them and say, okay, we're just going to go through this, and I need you to sign it at the end. And to let them understand that this is a serious thing. And it walks through about when they can use, we're just going to walk them through when they can use this iPad, what they should do if they see something that makes them feel uncomfortable, right? And that's a big word. Uncomfortable covers a lot of things, right? And what if somebody asked them for their password? What if somebody asked them to take a photo of themselves and send it to them and nobody else is going to see it? I mean, unfortunately, this is what's happening to kids this age. And it's been happening for a long time. I remember when my son was in 5th grade, he was horrified, and fortunately he didn't see it, about some girl in his class that was sending pictures of her boobies to the boys. Like, why would that even be a good idea? I mean, where was mom, right? I mean, that was my first thought. Where's mom and dad?
Right.
And so it's a 3-page deal that you sit them down, you just go through each point. And then, you can always blame it on me and say, I was talking to Kim. Kim said I should have you do this. And I don't care, whatever it takes for you to have this conversation with them. Okay, that's number one. But on this list is that you will have their passwords to everything. And at any given moment, you can say, "Hand me that iPad." Okay, and they have to give it up. They've got to give it to you. And so so you have control. You're taking control. Of course, spyware does exist, and I'm sure as a law enforcement family, is that you have privacy settings, and you can get rid of adult websites and content and all that other stuff, and just under the parental controls, which Apple did a decent job. But if you're looking for spyware, there's really only one out there, and it's called mSpy, and it will give you every keystroke, every tap. If they were on social, you could read their chats. You can look at their text messages, including deleted messages, find out pictures that they're sharing, what they're receiving, see what they're searching for. find out if they put the iPad on Wi-Fi calling and if they called anybody. And they can do it all.
Okay.
And so it really does every single thing that you're looking for. Now, just, I don't know your kids, but I knew my kid, and that I never put anything on this. I never put anything like this on his. And on his iPads, on his phones, or I had parental controls on the Xbox. I mean, I set up basic parental controls, but I picked up that thing anytime I wanted. And I looked at it and I told him, the moment I see something I don't like, it's gone. Totally gone.
Yep.
And I had to take it away once. I took it away once, and that's all I had to do, was take it away once. And then after that, because there's the thought of, do we want to, and this is something that only you can answer. Do we want to help this child be a good digital citizen and person, or do we restrict it and he goes crazy? So just something for you to think about. But it's M-Spy. And congratulations on the big fanny pack win. Yes, we're going to be sending that out to you in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. And then later on this hour, we have a great tip about how to get rid of an old hard drive the right way, and more of your phone calls here on the Kim Komando Show.
How'd you like to hear about how I saved $456 in just 5 minutes? I used an app called Rocket Money. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps you lower your bills all in one place. Can you remember all the free trials and all the other random subscriptions that you've signed up for? Of course you don't, and that's what they're banking on. I love that with Rocket Money, I can see all of my subscriptions in one place. Then if I see something I don't want, I just tap to cancel, and I never have to get on the phone with customer service. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year, with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. Stop wasting money on things that you just don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/Kim. That's rocketmoney.com/Kim. rocketmoney.com/Kim.
And back to the phones we go with Tom in Indianapolis, Indiana. Boy, we've got a lot of calls from Indy today. Hi there, Tom.
Hi, Kim. So happy to be speaking with you in person. I can definitely mark this off my bucket list.
Oh, you're a sweetheart.
I've been listening to you. Been listening to you for years, and I might even wash into decades now.
Okay.
On radio. So, I love listening to all your tips and recommendations for products and security. So, in that vein, I got a question. I guess we could call it downsizing.
Okay.
I have a wife who likes playing on the computer more than I do. She's surrounded with all kinds of iOS devices and big tower computer from 2011, 2010. It's got Windows 7 on it. And she's spread it out over a dining room because we downsized the house. And I built her in a spare bedroom a desk, and it will not accommodate a large old tower PC. And I've been researching alternatives, and I've come up with either, I did look at the all-in-one monitor PC. They're a little pricey and maybe more than she needs. And then I started seeing something about these mini PCs, some of which are about the size of maybe an Apple TV console box,
You know what? And they, they're pretty good, Tom. They are, depending on which one that you get. But they've got a decent processor, maybe 16 gigs of RAM, 500 gig drive. What's nice is that if you buy one with a dual HDMI and 4K, then it gives you some more flexibility. And they're about, $450, $500. And then you could add a nice 27-inch monitor to that. And then what's also nice, you get a mini soundbar. Everything's going to be mini, okay? and then you can also mount it on the wall to get it off the desk. And the mount is like $50. So let me do this. Let me put together this list of everything that I just spoke to you about, okay? And this way you can go check it all out on Amazon. And if for some reason you think, I'm not sure if this part will work or that part will work or whatever, just give us a shout back and write me back, and then I'm happy to pick something else out for you. But what we'll do is we're going to email you the links to the products that I just mentioned that I think would be a really sweet setup for your wife, who you love dearly, and you're such a great husband for doing all this. And thank you for your call. Thanks for listening. Really appreciate that. We have more of the show coming up you don't want to miss. Okay, whatever you do, just don't throw away a old hard drive, okay? You want to, of course, back it up, but take a hammer, smash the old hard drive into pieces. If you want to keep the drive, there's a program called Eraser, and it gets rid of all the files except the operating system. Now, another program is called DBAN, and once you used it, the hard drive is no longer accessible to anyone. And if you need links to all these programs, look no further than Komando.com. Hey, thanks for listening to Kim Komando today. So reach over and give me a nice 5-star review. Yes, thank you. And thanks for listening.